The night a child became a target. The tragic story of Aiyana Stanley-Jones. A flash grenade explodes in the dark. A toddler sleeps on the couch. Seconds later, a single bullet tears through the silence. And a 7-year-old girl never wakes up again. This was not a war zone. This was a home in Detroit. On May 16, 2010, in Detroit, Michigan, a heavily armed police unit prepared for a raid. The target, a suspect believed to be hiding inside a modest home on Lillibridge Street. Inside that house, 7-year-old Aiyana Stanley-Jones lay asleep on the couch beside her grandmother. Without warning, officers from a special response team smashed a window and deployed a flashbang grenade, an explosive device designed to disorient. It detonated inside the living room, filling the air with heat, noise, and chaos. In the confusion, Officer Joseph weakly fired his weapon. The bullet struck Aiyana in the head. She died almost instantly. What followed was a storm of outrage, grief, and questions. The raid had been conducted as part of a police operation, and it was being filmed by a reality TV crew from the First 48, adding another disturbing layer to the tragedy. Critics asked, why was such force used in a home where children were present? Why was a military-style raid carried out for a suspect who was not an immediate threat inside that moment? And how did everything go so catastrophically wrong? The legal aftermath dragged on for years. Officer Weekly faced charges, but trials ended in mistrials, and eventually, the charges were dropped. No one was ultimately convicted for Aiyana'S death. Her family, and many others, were left with a painful conclusion. A child had died, and no one was held fully accountable. The house where it happened was later demolished, but the memory of that night never disappeared. Why this story matters. Aiyana Stanley-Jones' death became a symbol of the dangers of aggressive policing tactics, especially in residential neighborhoods. It forced a national conversation about the use of no-knock raids, the risks of militarized police operations, accountability when innocent lives are lost, and the presence of media during real-time law enforcement actions. Her story is not just about one tragic mistake. It is about a system where decisions made in seconds can destroy lives forever. Aiyana was 7 years old. She was not a suspect. She was not a threat. Yet she became the cost of a raid gone wrong. And stories like hers raise a question that still echoes today. How many more lives have to be lost before change truly happens? Subscribe and follow for dark, true stories.